So the next deal we have up was acquired through one of the people that attended Junkers to Jewels, which is also a field trip that we have coming up real soon here this month, actually. This was acquired at a previous Junkers to Jewels, and Charles Fischer and his partner, Andrew Keel, are going to talk all about it.
Thank you, Brian. Well, good evening, CFRI. Doing well? All right, good. I'm real happy. We made a bunch of money on this house, so we're in a good mood here. But we're going to share this deal. This is a new friend of mine, Andrew, and this is actually his first rehab project, right?
Very first one.
And Andrew, you want to talk a little bit about how we found this property, or how you found it?
So I started my marketing. I was, just going to be a typical wholesaler. I did a lot of mailers out to a lot of different demographics. I sent out to foreclosures. I sent out to probates. And I put out bandit signs, the whole nine. Got a call off one of the probate letters, and it was a letter that I sent out to the executor of the estate, and she basically said, hey, I want to sell. Started talking to her, got some CMAs, and I went out and got it under contract. The house was, full of junk. It was a hoarder house, and I always had wanted to do a rehab. In the past, I just bought and then just listed it with a realtor and listed it retail. So I went ahead and signed up for Junkers to Jewels, and we got on the bus. We were looking at all the different properties, and Charles actually was speaking about how he specializes in Brevard County, and I live downtown here, so me rehabbing this house out in Brevard County by myself was going to be a little bit troublesome, and I actually have a funny story. I was going to plan on rehabbing it myself, and I had 5 contractors that I just randomly called off Google, and I was like, hey, we're in the inspection period, gave myself 30 days for this, let's get some repair cost estimates here, right? So I send these 5 contractors out to the property, and I give them a lockbox code, which is a terrible, terrible start to any rehab project. A couple days later, the actual seller goes to the property, and there was stuff missing. There was a generator, there was a compressor, there was a pressure washer, and there was a 60-inch flat screen TV that were all missing from the property. So the seller's not too happy with me, and I told her the situation. I said, hey, I had some contractors go, and she had known that I was going to have some inspectors and some people go through the property, and she wasn't happy. So I called these 5 contractors that I had go to the property and told them, hey, one of the neighbors saw you take that stuff at the property, whoever it was, so we're going to give you 3 days to return the stuff, or we're going to press charges because they got your license plate number. Well, 4 of them said, go ahead and go after the guy. We didn't take the stuff. And one of them didn't return my call for 3 days. Called me back 3 days later and said, I'm so sorry. I normally don't do stuff like this, but you said, that the owners, he passed away, and it was, his siblings were the owners now, so I didn't think it would ever be missed. So I had to go through all that, file police reports, get the stuff back from the pawn shop and redeliver it. And it was just this long process. And then I went to Junkers to Jewels. And I met Charles, who lives in Brevard County. And I said, hey, I got a contract. Do you think we could work something out? And the rest is history.
I do a lot of renovations, and so immediately when he told me the contract price, which is, well, it's not on here, that's after. We bought it at $82,500 was the contract price. And I knew immediately that we had some value, because I knew that the 3-2 split plan houses in that area were retailing in a range of $150 to $170. I kind of just know that because I do so much work there. So I knew pretty much right off the bat that there was an opportunity. Andrew and I got together. I had a private lender to take down the property. He had some of his own cash to finance the renovation. We met at the property. It was a pretty simple, easy, straightforward renovation. As he said, it was a probate situation. The house had been vacant for a while. It was full of stuff. That was easy to get rid of, the stuff that hadn't been stolen. We were able to sell some of the things, and our contractors came in and did the trash out. And here's a couple pictures of the before. It wasn't in terrible condition. It just had been sitting empty for a while, and he hadn't really taken care of it, some deferred maintenance. And there's what it looks like after. We did a couple things to the house that we characteristically do in our renovations. We added double vanities in the master. We built an all-new master shower, big walk-in closet. We opened up the kitchen, which you can see from the picture before, that there's a wall there. Can you hit that laser on see where the doorway is there, Andrew? Remember that? We took all that wall out right there and just opened up the kitchen to give us a better feel. Anyway, here's the bottom line. Purchase price $82,500, holding cost, that was our cost of money, $6,600. Repairs about $41,000, where they came in. A little bit higher than what we expected to start with, but still within budget. We had an ARV, which was our after repaired value, originally about $179, $175. When we went to market, which is one thing I traditionally do right before we list it, we pulled all the active listings and found out that our competition was anywhere from $189 to $200. We priced it at $199.9, and in 72 hours, we took our first offer, which was a great offer, at $194.5. It's a 30-day close. We closed September 29th. Conventional financing, they've got 20% down money. So they've got cash, they're good buyers, they're motivated buyers, they really want the house. After closing costs and commissions, total exiting cost $130, you can see we've got a gross profit of $55,000. That's after all expenses.
Sure beats wholesaling it for $5,000.
Yeah, either $5,000 wholesale fee or, taking a big chunk of the profit for staying in the deal and having some fun. And I think it took about as much time for the rehab as it did for him to fill out the police reports.
That's true.
And we're looking at some more deals together. I really enjoy joint venturing, great opportunity. For those of you who know me, I do a lot of renovation projects, and as Andrew said, it was his first one, so I was able to guide him through. I have contractors, a couple of them have been with me for a dozen years plus, so they're very trustworthy, reliable guys, and we got the job done. We bought this house June 9, and it was on the market August 29th or something? So it was, yeah. What is that, 60 days plus, I think we'll be just at a little over, well, 90 days to hit the market, I think is what it was. So pretty quick, not bad.
Any questions?
Oh, yeah. Did I miss a slide here? Okay. Lessons learned, keeping the contractors on time and budget. That's always, something that's very important. In this market particularly, I've been doing renovation projects for, 15 years. Cycles come and go. Right now, contractors are in high demand. A lot of them, the good ones, are charging a lot of money. And it's sometimes difficult to find good contractors who'll do work on time at a good price, and you've got to really, really work hard to find them. We did miss some repairs. We underestimated some things. Originally, our budget, I think, was 30, 35. We came in a little over 40. But here's the thing I also know is even if you're looking at coming in over budget, don't cut on things towards the end of the project. Finish it, do it the right way, because if you cut towards the end and let some things go that you should have done, it's going to come back to haunt you when you go to sell. So finish the project even though you're going to be a little over budget. We pushed our guys hard, and to their credit, they worked weekends and nights even to make this thing happen. So without those contractors, we wouldn't have made it happen. And of course, Junkers to Jewels, great event. I know Brian mentioned it earlier. That's coming up the end of this month. If you have any interest at all at renovation, even if you're a buy and hold person, it's important to understand the process of renovating properties. Trust me, I have a lot of buy and holds. When I evaluate properties for buy and holds, a lot of the same things apply when you're looking to buy and hold versus buy and flip as far as renovation costs to get it up to rental standards. Different, but you need to know it. So either way, very applicable, and you need to go to Junkers. Anything you want to add, Andrew? You're just waiting for your check now, right? Absolutely.
All right, let's get a big round of applause for Charles and Andrew, please. Hold on. By the way, Charles is also a past president and board member of CFRI and a success team member. Do we have any questions for Charles and Andrew? Robin.
Did we have more offers than the one we accepted? We did have a couple other offers. We had a huge amount of showings. We listed it Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock, 2 showings Saturday evening by about 8 o'clock at night. And I think we had all totaled about 15 showings before we went under contract in 72 hours. We did have a couple offers come in. They weren't as good as this one, but we did use those to play against this buyer saying, hey, we got another offer coming in, which we did have. Make your offer as good as you can. They came in pretty strong, we countered, but what I have found over so many years of doing this, a lot of times that first offer, that one of those first people seeing it, are your best buyers. And here's why. If you've got buyers looking for a house, they're waiting for things to hit the market that meet their criteria. They've looked at everything out there, they're not happy, they're looking for something. And as soon as it hits, they're gonna look, and they've looked at other stuff, haven't found it, maybe lost something. They're motivated, and a lot of times they know what they want. And if you don't negotiate well with those first few people, you might wind up just going with people who are looking to get deals. And I've seen that over and over, even in this market. But great
right.
question. Other questions?
Yeah, we got time for one more question. Foster.
We're still awaiting the appraisal. However, we have already talked with the buyers, and they have extra cash, and they don't want to lose the deal. So we have an understanding that even if it comes in a little low, they're willing to bring some cash to the table to make up the difference. We've had that conversation, and they're ready, willing, and able to do that.
All right, another round of applause for Andrew and Charles, please. Great job, guys.